Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is Banky, man. Everybody calls me Banky. That's the name that I got from my grandmother when I was young. I'm coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.
Yeah, them boys that go back there, man, and the police been watching them and feel like they done did something. They gonna stop your people on the way out, but they gonna clap you on the way coming back in too. They gonna be back there about 8, 9 deep. They gonna try to script search you and, you know, do all this and do all that, man. So dudes will go back there, man, and they know they dirty, and they might be like, I mean, what's up? And they just boom, 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 just start fighting the police because they be thinking in their mind, if they get the rumbling, the police gonna ruffle them up and cuff you up and take you straight to jail, throw you in jail without actually searching you. But they probably do that, but then they start getting hip and they'll put you in a dry cell, you know, with a camera where they watching you and you can't get rid of whatever you got on you. You know what I'm saying? You can't get rid of it. You know what I'm saying? Ain't nothing in there. You know, just a floor and a mattress. And that's it. So, you know what I'm saying? When you got to use the bathroom or whatever, they're going to put you in a dry cell where the toilet won't flush or anything. So the stuff is right there. So, you know, it's a tricky game, man. It's a tricky game, man. The dudes go back there, man, they fall out. You know, they fake fall out, pass out like they unconscious so the people can take them to medical and they can try to get away to get the drugs up off of them. Man, dudes defecate on themselves where the police don't want to touch you. I mean, urinate on themselves. They do it all, man. Fake seizures, everything, man. They try to get, you know, away from them drugs, man. They try to get not caught. It goes on in that visiting room, man. Then the people that leave, they gonna put the shake up on them so bad. Try to tell them they calling the state troopers. Try to tell them you boys contraband in here, and they try to break them to make them tell on you. To make them, you know, admit that they did something wrong. That's all they need is that admission to go at you even harder. You know what I'm saying? Well, you ain't in no trouble. You just need to tell us just what you bring them. Tell us what you did bring them. But we know you bought them something. You know, all of this foolishness, man. And more times than often it work, man, because they scare them girls. They scare them. But then you get some gangster girls that come in there too. They ain't going for nothing. You know, prove it. I ain't bring nothing. You ain't catch me with nothing. I ain't do nothing. Call whoever you want to call. Blah, blah, blah. They go through it, you know. And like I say, it's a tricky game, man. It's a real tricky game. And it gets deep, man. It gets super deep, man. Man, I can remember one story where this dude, I won't even call his name, man, because people know him. People who know who I'm talking about, they gonna probably know this story. But this how deep the game get when you locked up, man, and you just so, you know, your back is so much against the wall, man, that you got to try all types of crazy stuff, and you got dudes that done tried super crazy stuff. I remember this one dude, man, he was married, and his girl used to bring him stuff up there, and, you know, he used to do his thing, get money, send her money, woo, 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 how it go. And he found out, you know, his girl started missing a couple of visits. So he on, you know, all day on the phone, like, what's up, why you ain't come? She making up these excuses, that excuses. So he put the word out on the street and found out from his homeboys that his girl is actually messing with another dude. You know, his wife at that. She's messing with this other dude out there, right? And man, he was just going through it. He was livid, you know, but he ain't bringing to her attention that he knew what was going on. He decided that he wanted to do some crazy stuff, which I don't condone of at all. You know, the girl cut out on you, she doing this, she doing that, she doing whatever, okay. But you still got to keep your principles, you still got to keep your morals about yourself. But, man, they say he told her, man, just look, bring this up here this week, somebody gonna bring you this, man, take care of that, I need that, you know, blah, blah, blah. And she like, okay, I got you, I'm gonna take care of it or whatever. Man, this man told the people that she was coming up there with drugs, right, to bring him. And they alerted the state troopers and all this and all that. And as soon as she pulled up on the compound, because you don't even supposed to come on compound with contraband, with drugs on you. She pulled up on the compound, man. The state troopers met her there. You know, they tore her off, they locked her up, you know, gave her charges, this, that, and the third. So he actually set his wife up because he was mad because she was out there sleeping with another dude. You know what I'm saying? And he set his own wife up, man. That's, to me, that's the ultimate, man. That's just some crazy stuff, man. And I guess he felt like that was his revenge. That was his, you know, get back at her for betraying him. You know what I'm saying? But in the same process, now you done not only lost your wife, you done lost, you know what I'm saying, respect, you know, inside the penitentiary, because either way you look at it, that's some snitching and that's some snake stuff. You done lost that and you done lost, you can't even get nothing no more. So you not even, you know, everything is gone. But all because of the emotional feelings the dude be going through when they locked up and they find out Jody got their girl. You know what I'm saying? You're going to go through it. I don't care who you are. You're going to go through it. You know, but what you do with it is going to depend upon your character. And I guess that was in his character. He was like, man, oh yeah, she want to do me like that. I'm going to do it like this. You know, so all types of drama, man, in that visiting room, especially with them women, man. And I told y'all this before, man. I done seen this one of the most common things that happen in there. And I believe the administration played part in setting this up, man. I really do. Because later on they implemented rules that, like if you in a visit and somebody else come, they supposed to come to you and ask you, do you want another visit? Can these people come in? Because you can get like 5 people to visit at one time. So say one person come and visit you, you still can have 4 more people come in if you choose to. So once upon a time, you get a visit and you get in there and then somebody else come, they don't even alert you. They just let the person come in anyway. Now, this way the problem come in there because a dude might be in there with a woman and it might not be his woman or it might be his woman. And another woman may come up and come right in the visiting room unexpected. You sitting there, you know, visiting or whatever, and another woman walk in. So you can imagine what goes on when that happens, because I done seen some fireworks in there behind that. I mean, some real life fireworks. I told y'all when old boy Big Sean was up in there, and he in there with, I think he was in there with his baby mama, and the wife came in, and he wasn't expecting the wife to come this day, and she came in, and man, all hell broke loose up in that joint. She wasn't going for nothing. She wasn't trying to hurt. She just walked up there nice and casual and calm and was like, you know, what's she doing up in here? And he was like, calm down, just calm down, sit down. She like, nah, ain't no calm down, ain't no sit down. What's she doing up in here? And she started getting loud, so everybody looking over there at her. And man, the girl get up and walk and start sliding away. She just like peeling out, going over there to the front. I guess they let him handle the situation. And she was like, yeah, B, you better leave. You know what time it is. She ain't even say nothing. She was like, boom, she was humble. Man, he like, look, why you making all this noise? Just sit down, let me talk to you. She was like, F you. I don't play that. You know what I'm saying? You don't play me. I take care of you and blah, blah, blah. And you like, look, hold on. Boom. She just started swinging on. Boom, boom. She had a whole change of money in her hand. She just, boom, hit him in the face with the money. Money go everywhere for the, you know, for the vending machine. Money go everywhere, man. The people come over there. I mean, it was pure chaos, man. And I'm sitting up in this joint like, what in the, it happens. You know what I'm saying? It happens. Women have came in that visiting room. I've been in that visiting room, and women in there with a dude and another woman come, and they get the rumbling right there in the visiting room. I done seen women come in there and just walk straight up to the table, telling themselves, oh, this what you doing? Bang, bang, and they just fighting in there. All over the floor, they pulling each other hair, they ripping each other clothes off, and the COs got to come in there and break it up, and you supposed to sit down and you don't supposed to move, because if you get involved, they gonna give you a charge too. You'll get a whole nother charge for trying to break it up, trying to protect your people or trying to stop something. They gonna give you a whole nother charge for that. So you supposed to basically just sit there and do nothing and let all of this transpire. Crazy stuff, man. Crazy stuff in that visiting room, man. It be popping off in there, man. And like I say, and then you always gonna have dudes that come in there and, like say for instance, if a dude come visit a dude, you have dudes that come in there and visit a dude, and they'll be stalking the women in there. You know what I'm saying? They looking at the women in there because they out there in the free world, so they trying to see a fine woman or a good-looking woman, and they trying to wait for her out there in the parking lot so they can shoot their shot. They can shoot their shot or try to make noise or say something to them in there. You know, I mean, give them the eye, wink at them and stuff like that. You know, it's crazy, man, the disrespect and the foolishness that goes on in the visiting room. And, man, I done dealt with some of that myself to the point where, man, I done been almost ready to snap up in there plenty of times. I remember this one cat, man, he was in the block with me. And he was a young dude, man. He was a notorious gunner, though. That's all he did. Stayed in the shower, you know, masturbating on the women. Every woman that come in the booth, every woman that work our block, he go straight to the shower, stay in the shower all day, just trying to flash on them and do his thing. And so that's the perception I had of him. So whoever comes see him, especially if it's a dude, I'm thinking that, you know, like, he perverted, you perverted. And I can remember, man, he was in that visiting room one day, and I don't know, I think it was his brother or his uncle that came to see him. And my wife had came up there to see me. So normally, sometimes your visitor get in the visiting room before you do. And you had to come in, go to the desk, check in, and then go find your people, sit down, blah, 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 blah. So, man, I can remember coming up in there. My wife was already sitting down. She had already went to the vending machine and got me some food and came back and was sitting at the table. And she was looking all good that day and everything as always. And I walk over to the table and I could see the look on her face where I knew something was wrong because I'm reading her body language. So I'm like, what's up? And she was like, nothing. I was like, no, what's up? What's happening? They said something to you up front or whatever. She was like, nah. She was like, the dude over there, don't look, but the dude over there, he said something to me. I said, what'd he say? She said, I was walking by and he said, hey, beautiful, you know, said something like, hey, beautiful, I don't know who you coming to see, but I wish it was me. Man, I said, who? She said, don't say that. I said, who? Just tell me, look, don't just tell me who it is. So she point to the dude, so I turn around and look, it's the little perverted dude and the people with him. Man, I get right up. She tried to grab me. I said, leave me alone, leave me alone, leave me alone. She said, don't get in no trouble, Banky, don't get in no trouble. I said, look, just hold up. Man, I walked straight over to the table and I leaned over to him, and this a visitor. So I'm already out of pocket. I could get locked up for this alone, you know, approaching somebody else's visitor. But I leaned straight over to him and got right up in his face, and I say, if you say something to my people ever again, inside here or outside here, I will crush you. You understand me? He was like, hold up, bro, hold up. I said, hold up, nothing. And then I looked at his visitor, and I said, if this your people right here, you get ready to get him killed back here. That's what you get ready to get him to. You get ready to get him killed. So he looking at me like, oh, Banky, I ain't know that was your people, man. Let me talk to him. Let me talk. I said, you better talk to him. You better talk to him, or you better not come back to the block. I'm telling you that right now. So the people look over there and see me, and they can hear my voice because it's getting louder. And they say, hey, sit down, go back to your. So I just look at him. I said, yeah, I'm telling you what time it is. Don't do that no more. He said, all right, my bad, peace. And then dude, I'm gonna talk to him. I said, yeah, you better. So I go on back over there. She was like, what you do? What you say something to? I said, man, they messed my whole visit up. Cause now I'm ready, you know what I'm saying? I'm ready to get it in. You know, don't be coming, man, Lord, yeah. This is the type of stuff these people be doing here. This is the type of stuff you gotta deal with. That's why I say in prison, trouble gonna come to you. It's unavoidable. It's gonna come to you because of all the foolishness, all the larceny, all the flammery, the tomfoolery, you know, the skullduggery is going down in the prison, man. These dudes out here on the street, you got access to all the women in the world. You gonna come in the visiting room and try to holler at somebody's people. Come on, man, where you do that at? You gotta get your head knocked off, and I was ready to crush him. All he had to do was stand up and act like he wanted something, and see, in that instance like that, you're gonna get a street charge because you actually fighting a civilian. So if I'm gonna get a street charge, you can best believe, man, he leaving up out there with a concussion, some missing teeth or something. He gonna remember me forever. You know what I'm saying? Believe that, because I would have beat him until they came and got me. He had a little size on him or whatever, but I could look at him and tell he ain't had nothing coming. Nothing coming. And I would have crushed his nephew, brother, or whoever. I would have crushed them too. And I know he was scared to come back to the block because he sleep in the block with me. I know he was scared to come back in the block because even when the visit was over, I could see he was looking at me. When I walked by him, he was like, man, I got that straight. I said, man, I ain't trying to hurt that fools. And I just kept on walking. So I know he was scared to come back to the block, which he should have been, because I was going to give him the business. I was getting ready to whoop him, even though it, you know what I'm saying, he didn't do it, but you supposed to put your people on point. Just like I told you from the beginning when I was in the wall and everything, I'm putting my people on point. Don't be staring at this. Don't be drawing attention, because that's your responsibility. You know what I'm saying? They don't know what's going on in here. You know what's going on in here. And I don't care if you knew it was my wife or somebody else's wife, you should have told him that respect is due. Don't say nothing to nobody. People up in this visiting room, man. You know what I'm saying? You coming up in here stalking women when you supposed to be coming to visit your people. Come on, man. You can get your head knocked off and get your people head knocked off. Yeah, you ready to get his head knocked off. You know, so I remember when we got back to the building and I got back before him. I remember when he came in, he came straight to my cell, scared to death. I could see him trembling. And he was a small little dude. I would have broke his neck. I would have broke his neck. And before he even started talking, I said, look, let me tell you something, bro. Let me tell you something. I said, you held responsible for whatever your people do. If your people ever even look at my people way, if I see him in there again, I'm going to get up and crush him. And when I finish crushing him, I'm going to crush you. So I advise you to jump up as soon as I start crushing him and try to help him. You know, he said, man, he ain't going to never do that no more. He ain't going to never do that no more. I talked to him. He was out of pocket. And I know that. And I'm sorry, man. You know, he didn't know that was your people. I said, I don't care if he knew it was my people. He ain't got no business doing it to nobody people. Period. You know what I'm saying? He was like, I know, man. You know, my bad, man. I apologize, man. I'm sorry. Woo, woo, woo. I said, I'm going to let it go, bro. I'm going to let it go, but you already know what the play is. I'm telling you, I ain't going for it no more, period. And when I see him in there, I'm going to be mean mugging him. I'm going to be looking at him, and I'm going to be praying that he say something to me. He said, he ain't, man. He ain't going to say nothing else to you. He ain't going to say nothing else to you. That's my word, woo, woo. And that was that. But, you know, like I say, these type of things you're going to have to deal with. You're going to have to make a stand, man. You're going to have to stand up for something or lay down for everything. I ain't laying down for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Period. Except for when I go to sleep. That's it. You know, don't mess with my people. Don't mess with me. That's all I ask. Anything outside of that, I don't care what nobody else doing. You know, and like I say, you had those type of things that happen often in prison, man. A whole lot more than it should. You know, dudes coming from off the street trying to holler at your people in the parking lot. You got COs trying to holler at your people in the parking lot. You got COs mentioning crazy stuff to your people. I told y'all about the incident that I had with the CO to try to say something to my wife. You know, it be happening, man, and it's crazy. You know, and then you got the other dynamic too. When you get dudes that go in the visiting room, I never understood this dynamic. Never understood it. But you get women that will come up there every week to see certain dudes and just to be disrespected. You know what I'm saying? These dudes would get in that visiting room and talk to these women, man, like they children, like they peasants, like they nothing. But yet, they still keep coming. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, what? You know, they still keep coming. And every week it be the same thing. And then you see these dudes in the block and they on the phone and they always yelling because, what are you doing, you stupid B? I told you, you just ignorant, you stupid. Now, yeah, and hang up the phone and then call them back and they answer. They answer. I'm like, man, this is crazy. And I know some of y'all might be saying, oh yeah, that's because they got low self-esteem or they probably was, nah, some of them was decent looking women. Decent looking women, man. I don't know what these dudes had over them or whatever, but man, you would see them like that. And the most disrespectful thing that I used to see to me was dudes that get in there like that with their mom, man. You get dudes that get in there, they cuss their mom out. They be talking to their mom like trash, you know, calling her stupid bees and you stupid and I told you to do this and you ain't do that. And I'm like, it's their mom. That's that new generation, man. That's that new generation. It's crazy, man. And it's a messed up scene, man. It's a messed up scene. I've seen dudes get in there, do it to their grandmother, you know, cuss their grandmother out. This woman that took her time out of her day to come see you and it went through all she had to go through to get in there. Probably things she never had to go through in her life, being touched and asked all these questions and filling out all this paper just to see you, and you gonna get in here and disrespect her because she ain't do what you asked her to do. She ain't send you the money when you asked her to send you the money. She ain't got enough money for the vending machine or whatever the case may be. You get dudes that's so disrespectful that they'll get in the visiting room and their visitor already been in there and went and got some food and they don't like the food. What you get me that for? I don't eat that. Man, you stupid. Oh, man, take that stuff back. Give it away. I don't want it. Go get me something else. I'd be like, what? I would never, that's just out of my character, but dudes do that, man, and they do it so much that it's insanity, man, pure insanity. Yeah, man, pure insanity, man. It's just, to me, the only way that I could even rationalize, because you can't justify, is that the time and the pressure be so great on a dude while he locked up that he has no real outlet, and he uses his people for the outlet because he already know that they love him and they care about him and they ain't gonna try to harm him. But it's in the back they meek. They wouldn't even come off at a dude like that. They wouldn't even come off at the officers like that because they know it's gonna be consequences. The consequences that may cause them to get hurt, consequences that may cause them their life. So they take that stuff out on their people, which is an oxymoron because those are the people that care about you. Those are the people that love you. Those are the people that's trying to help you. But the people that don't care nothing about you and don't give a poop about what's going on with you and got your worst interests at heart, you don't take that stuff out on them. But you choose to take it out on the people who trying to do something for you. So it's just crazy, man. It's the pressures of prison, man. It's the pressures of prison that a lot of people succumb to. And like I say, I done seen it all, man. I seen one dude in there, his mama, he was so mad at his mom, and she sitting in there and she crying because of the way he talking to her, and he telling her to stop crying, you look stupid, everybody looking at you, and he just stood up and flipped the table over, soda, food, go everywhere. He just walked out and told her, don't come back up here no more. I don't even want to see you no more. I don't even want to see you no more. Get out of here, you embarrassing. And just walked on out the visiting room. She just sit there crying for a little while, man, just trying to get herself together. And then she ended up getting up and leave, man. And dudes who do stuff like that, they don't get no respect back there on the yard. They don't get no points for that. They don't get no respect back there. Somebody might smack them, you know what I'm saying? Somebody might just take off on them because, man, they ain't getting no visits. They wish their mom would come see them. They wish their girl would come see them. They wish their kids, and they ain't getting it. And you going over here acting like this, they might get crushed in the back for something that they ain't had no business doing from the first place, but it's their own family business. But dudes will, put themselves in it just because they feel like, man, how dare you? How dare you? I've been here X amount of time. I done got 2 visits in 10 years, and you over here. Yeah. It goes down just like that. And then like I say, you always gonna have old nut COs in there too, man. Haters, them ones that work the visiting room. It seems like they put the worst people on the compound to work the visiting room. They always gonna be agitating you. They always gonna be saying something. Hey, yo, hey, too much touching. Hey, back your seat up. Hey, sit down. Hey, no, y'all can't kiss. No, they just stay on you, man, on you, man, especially them women, man. And my daughter, gangster, she cut straight from her daddy's cloth. My daughter used to come up there every time she used to come visit me, especially when she was grown. I was nervous, man, because I know she is not going for nothing. Zero. She ain't going for nothing. I remember this CO, I was in there with my wife and my daughter, and this female CO kept walking by, and she kept looking at us and just walking through the aisles. Every now and then they'll walk through the aisles and just be walking past your visits, you eating and talking and everything, and they're just standing there. Sometimes they just stop and they stand like 2 feet away from you. It's just so uncomfortable and so disrespectful. And my daughter, she wasn't going for it. And I remember the girl had walked by a couple of times, so my daughter already looking at her funny. And then she walked by and she gonna stop and stand about 2 feet away from us like she listening to the conversation. So my daughter was like, excuse me, do you need something? And she was like, no, ma'am. And she was like, nah, don't man me. We standing there, I was talking to my dad and stuff. Get on away from here, man. You making us uncomfortable. She was like, you can't tell me what to do, miss. You visiting, I'm doing my job. She was like, you need to get away from here. So I'm hitting her, I'm like, just calm down, don't worry about it. That's what they do. She was like, nah, she's standing all over top of people like we in here doing something wrong. Girl, you better go sit down somewhere. So she was like, miss, if you keep on being disruptive, you're gonna have to leave. She said, I ain't going nowhere. Yeah, I ain't going nowhere. And don't keep talking to me because you will end up seeing me out there in the parking lot. And I'm like, oh my God, man. You know what I'm saying? And the lady went and told it. Then the supervisors come in there. Then they won't put my daughter out and tell her she can't come up here no more. She threatening the officer. All types of fools. And now I'm, on guard. Now I'm ready to protect my daughter. I'm like, look. The lady was, doing too much, you know what I'm saying? My daughter felt uncomfortable. It's not her job to stand over top of somebody to make somebody feel uncomfortable. She don't feel us doing nothing wrong. She don't see us doing nothing wrong. Why is she choosing to stand there when my daughter politely asked her to leave at first? So we went through all of that situation, man, and they did still end up telling my daughter she can't come up there for about 6 months, but those type of situations that go on, man, and it's just an unfortunate thing in prison, period, when you have to subject your people to the things that you subjected to every day. You don't want to be subjected to it, so to have your people subjected to it and just in order to see you, it's a hard pill to swallow, man. It's a hard pill to swallow, man. And then, like I say, it always puts you on the defenses. I told y'all about the time that my mom came up there when I was on Powhatan, and man, they was dragging me during this time, man. They was dragging me. They had ran down on me a couple of times, and I had the big old store box, and they had took all my food and said I ain't paid for it, and I was running a racketeering thing, this, that, and the third. So they had took all this hundreds and hundreds of dollars worth of food and stuff from me, and I had got it back because I had so much stuff. And I felt like the dudes had sending people at me, so I was being arrogant and young at the time. So I go get my other stuff. I got stuff in a couple of dudes' sales, hundreds of dollars worth of commissary because I'm store boxing. I'm shaking and baking. And I go get my other stuff back, like, and screaming on the pod, like, y'all snitching and trying to get me too off. You can't stop me, woo, woo, woo. And man, them people came back and took that stuff again. If people came back and took that stuff again, so I started filing paperwork, this, that, and the third, and I had told my mom about it. So when my mom came up there, she was like, they just taking your stuff and da-da-da. And I'm like, yeah, it's all good, woo, woo, woo. And the warden happened to walk in the visiting room that day, and he got a guard right there with him. And my mom was like, who is that? I said, oh, that's the warden right there. So she said, I'm going to say something. I said, no, Mom. She said, I'm going to say something to him. So she go up there and she was like, well, what's going on with y'all taking my son's stuff and just not giving him no compensation and no money or nothing for it? I mean, what's up with that? And he was trying to be diplomatic and calm. He was like, well, ma'am, I don't know exactly what you're talking about, but I will look into it. Well, yeah, you need to look into it because it's somebody above you too, because I can call somebody above you and find out what's going on. Y'all just taking stuff from people and you ain't, they done paid for it or you ain't get, and and some of the stuff I had paid for, because I can show proof that I done been to the commissary, but I have long surpassed that, you know what I'm saying? But if you got proof of purchase, they can't tell what you had and what you didn't have. But man, they took all my stuff. But so she hollering, and I'm nervous because I done got up and I done went over there and stood, and then the CO that's with him, and the lieutenant, he standing there, and I hated him anyway. He was the worst one on the compound. He's standing there like he want to say something so bad, and I'm sitting in there and I'm silently praying, don't say nothing to my mom. Please don't say nothing to my mom. And please don't say nothing disrespectful to my mom. Because that day right there, I would have been immortalized in that visiting room because I was going to beat the warden and the lieutenant. You can believe that. They may have got out on me in the end when they called their whole goon, but them two right there, oh, they was going down. Yeah, bang, bang, they was going down. I knew I could drop both of them easy. But it's like he knew and he had a sense because he could look at me because I had the stern face on. I'm like, and I guess he knew. And he was calm and he was cool and woo, woo, woo. And then he did call me a couple of days later and call me to his office to talk about it, whatever, but he still ain't get my stuff back. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, those are incidents, man, that happen in that visiting room, man. This beyond your control. You have to try to somehow, compartmentalize that stuff and deal with it, man, and keep yourself in the best position. But there's a lot of things that goes on in that visiting room will have you out of pocket and have you jammed up and crossed up. Because make no mistake about it, right or wrong in prison, you're gonna be wrong. Period. If you're right, you're gonna be wrong. If you're wrong, you're gonna be double wrong. Because they're gonna penalize you for everything. But when they make a mistake or they do something wrong, they're justified as water under the bridge and just keep it moving. That's their philosophy. They ain't gonna never admit that the officer did nothing wrong. They ain't gonna never admit that the officer out of pocket. And I've seen dudes beat officers up in the visiting room because the officer was out of pocket, running his mouth, talking to you like a child in front of your people. I done seen dudes knock officers out, and I seen a dude beat a lieutenant in there so bad one time. And I'm not even gonna sit up here and lie to you. I was silently sitting there just crush him. Because he stand over top of the man, talk to the man, disrespectful in front of his people. And the man said, man, get away from me, man. And he was like, man, I'm telling you, yeah. And dude stood up and said, boom, boom, boom. He hit the ground. He got on top of him and just started crushing him. Mack. Man, people in the visiting room, they was in you got grannies in there, you got moms in there. They're like, that. And everything is all in hysterics. And then as they see the police come flooding in, and you got 5 police, 10, 15, 20, 30, all on one dude. And they rough him up and ball them all up and take him out there like a presser. And the lieutenant in there like, and they get him up and drag him on out there. And the whole visiting room see this. So it's just pandemonium, man. But they don't know what to say and they don't know how to act. And then they expect you to conduct yourself as if ain't nothing being done wrong to you. Oh, you locked up. You ain't got no rights. You ain't got no say. So, you crazy. You crazy, man. But yeah, man, them visiting room things, man, it's just a lot that goes on with it. I just wanted to drop all that on y'all. I had all of that in my mind and got it out. And there's a lot more things with the visiting room. Y'all got to let me know if you want to hear some more visiting room stories, because there's a lot of them. I've seen all types of stuff in there. And stuff that I haven't even mentioned yet. I see it popping up in my brain there. But I don't want to make this video too long. And I just wanted to drop it on y'all. Y'all let me know in the comments if you like this video. Hit me, talk to me. Y'all know I talk back. And more videos to come, man. Y'all stay tuned, man. And we on the road to 100K. Who you with? If you trying to help me, let's get it. Tell a friend, man, what we doing over here. We got a positive movement, positive energy, and we try to let these people know the type of life you're going to be living if you put yourself in harm's way. If you put yourself in a position to go to prison, this is the type of life you're going to be living. These are the type of things you're going to be dealing with on a regular. You see what I'm saying? Now, you could either be one or two people. You could be a person that's visiting someone that you love, or you could be a person in there getting visited, or visits from someone who loves you. But either way, you're going to go through it. You're going to go through it. Trust me. And everybody on the street, your family, going to go through the things you go through because they love you. So you're not only hurting yourself, you're hurting your family as well. And you're putting them through unnecessary foolishness that they never had to deal with if you make better choices with your life. I wish I would have did it. I hope you do it. I hope these videos help you to understand that, your life is precious. Freedom is a gift. Do not give it back. And like I say, in every lesson, there is a blessing. And the blessing is you getting this information beforehand while you still free, while you still out here being able to make your own decisions and do what you want to do. Just make the right choices. And don't be led astray and don't be tricked up off of these streets. It's too precious. Life is too precious and life is too short. So hopefully y'all rock with this video, man. Let me know in the comments. Like these videos and share these videos with people who need to hear it. I'll be back at y'all in a minute. Y'all be safe out there. Be smart. Make good decisions. We're on the road to 100K, man. Let's get there. Boom, 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 boom. Duck them hooks, baby. They everywhere, even in the visitor room.
The Banky special.
Yeah.
Pure deliciousness.
Pure deliciousness, man. My name is coming out here after 30 years. Yeah, I ain't got nothing, but I'm gonna have something because I'm rich in personality, you know, and I'm rich in love. My family love me, and that's really all that counts.